let's get back to what we were talking about in the last hour, and that's what happened after the game. There was some shenanigans. And again, there's multiple ways we can go with this. We can have the handshake line conversation yet again, if you'd like. 520-848-1290. And should that just be done away with? Because again, in some of these highly charged instances, once again, we had some guys that wanted to get funny with each other, and that may have led to guys getting funny with the fans as they were walking out. And we know, we know what this fan base, at times, those kids over in the Zona Zoo like to lose their minds, like they did against UCLA a few years ago. Most recently, I think that's the most recent incident that we had where the Zona Zoo walked out of the arena with egg on their face, which they did again Saturday night for chanting a expletive towards the BYU fan base and team. Now, here's my issue, and this is, it may be a minor issue with the way that the athletic department responded to this, but here's my issue in how they worded this response. And if you haven't seen it, it was a statement from Vice President and Director of Athletics, Desiree Reed-Francois. Following tonight's men's basketball game, it was brought to our attention that an unacceptable chant occurred. On behalf of the University of Arizona Athletic Department, we apologize to BYU, their student athletes, coaches, and fans. The chant is not reflective of who we are and should not have happened. That last part is the part I have the problem with. The chant is not reflective of who we are and should not have happened. I might have reworded that part, because that chant is absolutely reflective of those people that made that chant. That group of students, maybe there were adults in that mix as well, but it was coming from mostly the Zona Zoo, so we anticipate that was mostly students. If they said it, that is reflective of who they are. Now, if you want to craft the message as what was said is not reflective of our general fan base, the majority of our fan base, I can get behind that. But to come out and say it's not reflective of who we are, well, yeah, it is reflective of who you are, because those were your fans. Those were our fans that did it. So it may not be reflective of the fan base as a whole, but it is reflective of who we are because they are a part of us. And so I would have rephrased it as that chant is not reflective of the majority of our fan base. That is the correct statement, because that is true. It's not reflective of the majority of our fan base. But to say it is not reflective of who we are, I think that was an improper way to word it.